So for those of you that's not been following, I'm taking people on a journey as to how I prepare myself mentally for a big event. Now, in our first few blogs, I shared with you about being in the now and how important that is, and also how you can take your past experience to set yourself up for a successful future, all right? Remember that? And then I shared with you about the flick back, flick up method. That's something that I always start any journey with, all right? Just to kind of set the foundation for myself. In our last session, I spoke to you about at some point you need to get off the couch, right? At some point you need to start the process, and often the biggest mistake people make is they often set the goal out too far. I want to reach my goal weight, I'm going to lose 30 kilograms, or I'm going to become strict with my budgeting, or they put the goal out so far, and then what the brain does, when your brain, remember, we call it cognitive dissonance, when the brain picks up a big difference to what is normal to you, it is designed, it self-regulates. It wants to bring you back to what's normal. And so it wants to get you out of that. So the idea of no pain, no gain is silly, because as soon as the brain experiences pain, which is not normal, it says, I need to get you back to normal. I need to get you out of that process. Remember, that's what we said? And so we said to start our journey of change, we should start off with something that's enjoyable and fun, and we need to show our brain how good it is, because then the reward system kicks in and say, I want more of that, I want more of that. Remember? So what I've been doing the last couple of weeks is I will just go for a 2-kilometer walk, jog with the dogs, and I will make it fun, and I will tell myself, like, I'm gonna go on this adventure, and I will make it beautiful. I will take a few cool energy snacks with, and then I will sit on a rock and just observe the beauty of nature. It will always be this event that I'm doing, and then I'll do 5 push-ups here and 20 sit-ups there, but the most important thing that I do is at the end of my session, at the end of my run, I will always find myself in a place where I sit. In the beginning I took 5 to 10 minutes, now it's a lot shorter. Now I will just sit for 2 minutes and try to relive those moments, and then as I relive it, I will relive it with a lot of good emotion in it, and then I will tell myself, okay, wow, this is so cool, when will I do this again? And so I already set myself up for the next time that I'm doing it. Now, I'm not going big, I'm not going tough, I'm not going no pain, no gain, but I am going consistently. So currently what I try to do is I try to do some activity 5 times a week. So Mondays I take off, Tuesdays, Wednesdays and Thursdays I will just have a fun jog, swim, something, keep it short, keep it fun, and then on a Friday I take it off, and then on a Saturday and Sunday I will do something active as well. And every time I reflect and tell myself how much I've enjoyed it, picking up on the beautiful, enjoyable, memorable things, all right? And so now I found myself in a space just a couple of weeks after I started this process of wanting to do this. I do not have to drive myself. I don't have to go like, I need to go and exercise. Already something is happening inside of my mind mentally where I just like, hey, I want to go and do this. I am so keen to just get out there and be active. All right. So this is really working well for me. So now I want to take you on the next part of my journey, because I've only got like a couple of weeks to go before I need to go and run 250 kilometers in sand dunes in the Namib Desert. And so now I am jumping to the next phase, and that is to prepare myself mentally to do a 250 kilometer. So let's go for a jog in the mountains and then we talk about it. Because I know that humans get stuck on a belief level, I would never promote this fake it until you make it notion, all right? Your brain is way too clever to know if you are trying to convince yourself of something or if you really believe that you can do something. Now, I haven't done a long distance in years, so I know that if I just tell my mind, I can do 250 kilometers, he's not going to buy it. It's not going to produce the energy and the motivation and the willpower to get me through that. I haven't even done a 40 kilometers in the last couple of years, so I don't even know if my brain will truly believe that I can do a 40 kilometer. Now let's quickly look at the distance for my race. We're going to start off stage 1 with the 40 kilometers over the salt pans, then into the dunes. This will be crazy sand dunes in the Namib Desert. That's another 40 kilometers. Day 2. Day 3, we're going to cross the desert to the Moon Valley, 40 kilometers. No idea what that is or what that would look like. But stage 4 is another 40 kilometers, and that's a dry river valley, and I have been in dry river beds before, so I think that is super soft sand that we will have in those 40 kilometers. And then we've got stage 5, that's a 80 kilometer, and seems like they're going to push us through a mountain range, so that's going to be pretty crazy. And then we've got the stage 6, that's a 10 kilometer. Now I don't even know if I can do a 40 kilometers. So I'm not even going to put my mind there to try to convince myself that I can. What I'm going to do is, I know currently I can do 6 kilometers easily, right? So I'm not even in my mental prep going to try to push myself, to get to 40 kilometers. What I'm going to do is I'm going to work with what I believe I can do. And that's going to be my focal area. Now, I know currently I can do 6 kilometers without too much pain. And so I think between now and our start date, I would be able to stretch that to 10 kilometers. All Cobus needs to do is to get to a space where I believe that I can do 10 kilometers reasonably comfortably, all right? Now, the reason why I would want to do that is because there will be a checkpoint every 10 kilometers. Now, when I know I can get to a checkpoint, I will be able to push through the day. All I need to focus on is that 10 kilometer. Can I get to that next checkpoint? Yes, I can. I truly believe I can. I'm not going to think 250 kilometers. I'm not going to look at that 80 kilometer. I'm not even going to think about 40 kilometers. All my focus from now until the day that I start this race will be, can you do 10 kilometers? I believe I can, and I believe that that is enough for me at this stage to get me through this race. So whatever the goal is that you're going to take on, break it up into belief sizes. Do you believe you can lose 2 kilograms? Then go and lose the 2 kilograms. And as soon as you do, you will start believing that maybe you can do more, all right? Or do you believe that you can save 500 Rand this month? Come on, just 500 Rand. Go and save it. And as soon as you do, you will believe that you can do more. And that is how your belief will grow and how you will grow closer and closer to this bigger goal that you want to achieve. Alright, so now it's time for me to just go and sit and reflect again on my run. And while I'm doing this, just a big shout out to all of you that wants to learn more about how the mind works. Sign up for our course, The Neuroscience of Getting Unstuck. It is just a phenomenal course as to how your mind works and how to really build thinking patterns that will lead to success in your life. And by the way, big shout out to Cape Union Mart. Thank you for supporting us on our crazy journey to go and run 250 kilometers in the Namib Desert. In my next blog, I'm going to start interviewing the ladies just to know where they are at mentally. How are they preparing? What are their fears? And why did they take on this crazy event? Speak to you soon. Bye-bye.